if you haven't seen my other video where I covered a standard shock top, you may want to go back and check that one out before you check this one out. Yeah! Cool! So, with the other one, I covered the kind of standard shock top. That's the... what is the honey? No, the Belgian white. The Belgian white, I believe, is their standard one. So that's the normal naming of it, their normal brew, normal beer that's done by Shock Top. But Shock Top does a number of other variants on it. And the thing that's cool about it with the tap handles is they do a variant tap handle for pretty much all of them. And they are all figural ones. They'll do the large one, but they'll also do the small one. So this one right here is an example of the large version. And you'll notice that with this, there's a couple of elements that will change depending upon the beer that it's for. So that means that if you have them all lined up in a row, and I'm gesturing wildly, but you may not be able to see it, but if you have them all lined up in a row, then it will be fairly obvious to tell which one is which. Some of the details are a little bit more minor, but some of them are a bit more obvious. So one of the things you'll normally see is you'll normally see a difference in the sunglasses that the apple is wearing. The mohawk, a lot of times that's going to be the same. Sometimes it'll be slightly different, I believe, but normally it'll be the same or similar. But the glasses will normally be different. And then you'll also have different figural elements that will vary depending upon the beer. So you'll notice that here, this one is the Honeycrisp apple wheat, and you have the different apples that are here. And they do a good job with the figural design. So you'll typically notice that there's elements that are different up at the top here. And then you'll have a common wheat element. So this is typically the same or very similar. So here it actually looks like they've got a slight coloring variation that they did here, but the rest of it is going to be similar. And then you also have the apples that are down here on the bottom. And they will do it on both sides, so you'll notice that the figural design is very similar on both of the sides. You've got a different image here, but then the naming here should be consistent, so that's normally going to be the same across all of them. And then this one will vary depending upon whichever beer it is. So Honeycrisp Apple Wheat is the one that we have here. And actually, this one is another example that's in pretty good condition. Let's see here. You've got a little bit of wear that you can notice here. But this is very close to a better condition that you'll see for a lot of these. A lot of times if you're picking this up and it's been from it with a collector for a while, been in their collection, maybe been in a box or something like that, a lot of times it's common to see little chipping or stuff like that. This one overall is in pretty good shape. You actually, I believe we've got a little bit of chipping there, so that gives you a little bit of an example of what that would be like if you're going to see it. But generally this one is in fairly solid shape. So if you're seeing one that's in this shape or better, then that means you found a pretty good example. The threading, you'll notice here that it actually has should be a made in China sticker. So a lot of the ones that are cast or designed like this are going to be made in China and shipped over. And there is a resin or acrylic that they do a kind of cast on, and then they'll do a large order and send them over. Here you've got the threading inside, so that gives you a little bit of a view of the threading there, and that is going to be the normal North American threading, so that's the 3/8/16 threading. All right, so eventually I'll have some more of those that I'll be able to show you guys as I'm going through the collection, but as always, if you're looking for anything particular, just shoot me out a message or send me an email.